The alarm buzzed at 5 a.m., cutting through the thick haze of sleep like a sharp knife. Alex groaned, staring at the ceiling for a moment before swinging his legs out of bed. For 3 months, every morning would feel like this: early, quiet, and painfully disciplined, but he knew it was necessary. 3 months. 90 days. That was all he had left. It didn't seem like much, yet somehow it felt like an eternity when he considered the mountain he had to climb. His dream, a chance to launch his startup, get into a prestigious university, or compete in an international championship, was waiting at the end of this narrow path of relentless focus. Alex had wasted time before. Too many months had been lost scrolling, procrastinating, chasing temporary comforts. The mirror reflected the man he had become: capable, but distracted, talented, but inconsistent. And now, with only 3 months left, there was no room for excuses. He brewed his coffee and sat at the small desk by the window, his laptop open, notebooks scattered. He wrote down his plan, every day mapped out, every goal quantified. It wasn't glamorous, but it was real. Every hour would count. Every decision mattered. The first week was brutal. Old habits fought hard. He wanted to stay up late, check social media, and skip workouts. He felt aches in his body from new routines and in his mind from prolonged focus. But each night, he went to bed knowing he had pushed himself just a little further than yesterday. That was progress. By the end of the first month, Alex had already transformed. His body was stronger, his mind sharper, his focus unwavering. Friends noticed the change, some curious, others envious. They asked him, "How do you stay so disciplined?" He smiled faintly, replying, 3 months. That's all I promised myself. After that, we'll see. Month 2 was a battlefield of endurance. Doubts crept in like shadows at dusk. Is it enough? Will I make it? What if I fail? The questions were relentless, but so was Alex. He reminded himself that greatness isn't born in comfort, it's forged in discomfort. He pushed harder, studied longer, trained faster, and embraced the grind. Every day was a micro-battle. Every task completed felt like a small victory, and failures became lessons rather than setbacks. Alex had learned to celebrate progress, not perfection. As the final month approached, the pressure intensified. This was the all-or-nothing stretch. Alex realized that the last 30 days would define the outcome. He knew that talent alone wasn't enough. It was about consistency, resilience, and unwavering commitment. He started visualizing the end goal: every success, every celebration, every moment of triumph. He imagined walking across the stage, signing the contract, or hitting the final score. The vision wasn't just a dream, it became a roadmap. It motivated him to endure sleepless nights, grueling training sessions, and lonely weekends. Friends and family offered advice, sometimes supportive, sometimes skeptical. But Alex learned to filter distractions, to remain disciplined. He adopted the mantra, "Last 3 months, it's time to lock in." Every decision was measured against this mantra. Could he afford to waste a single hour? Could he afford distractions that didn't serve the goal? The answer was always no. By the 3rd month, Alex had reached a rhythm that felt almost unstoppable. The small victories compounded into momentum. Mistakes were fewer, decisions were sharper, and confidence had grown like a forest after rain. He realized that the 3 months were not just about achieving a goal, they were about transforming himself into someone capable of sustaining success. The final week was surreal. He could feel the culmination of every effort: years of preparation, months of focus, weeks of discipline aligning into this single moment. Anxiety mixed with excitement, but Alex embraced it. He knew that whatever the outcome, he had grown beyond what he was 3 months ago. On the last day, Alex completed his final task and sat back, breathing deeply. He looked at his reflection, not as the distracted, procrastinating person he once was, but as someone who had mastered focus, resilience, and discipline. The goal he had worked for, whether it was a launch, a championship, or an acceptance letter, was within reach. The last 3 months had been grueling, yet transformative. He smiled, knowing that real success isn't just about what you achieve, it's about who you become in the process. Last 3 months, it's time to lock in, he whispered, not as a warning, but as a celebration. And with that, Alex stepped forward into the future he had fought so hard to create.